The village. Sorry, call the Village of Cross Plains Community Development Authority meeting to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Okay, Commissioner Kretz.
Here.
Commissioner Zander.
Here.
Commissioner Franzen.
Here.
Village President Langfeld.
Here.
And Trustee Kettlebaiter.
Here.
All
Can I have a motion to approve last month's meeting?
So. Right.
I'm sorry, it was Jason. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. This is a public comment, allow 3 minutes. It's not written down there, but is there anybody to speak for?
I did not receive any emails. We don't have anyone joining remotely tonight.
Okay, thank you. We're opening up for general business. Approval for, already did the minutes. Okay, discussion, next steps of the USDA loan process and future CDA goals.
Okay, I just wanted to give everybody a quick update on where things stand right now with our USDA loan and how it works in unison with our CDA. So as of right now, I have completed our village pre-application. That has been returned to the USDA contact that I've been working with. They are in the process right now of reviewing that material and then also completing what is known as a 5-for-5 review. And it's since our community development authority hasn't been in existence for 5 prior years, they essentially have to have an internal review done looking at the village's finances to essentially waive that requirement of the application process. So right now that is still pending completion. I followed up with the gentleman that's our contact last week. He still hasn't given me an update that has been approved. Once that has been completed, assuming everything has been approved on that front, we go forward with the official application for the USDA Community Facilities Loan. I gave the architect, Wold Architecture and Engineering, who the village has just contracted to do the Village Hall and Police Station project, 2 different forms that they will need to complete as part of their review process or part of the application process, that being the preliminary architectural report and the environmental report, which the village, I'm pretty sure what we already have completed with our phase 1 environmental review of the site and the wetland delineation that we did subsequent to that, I think will suffice for that piece of it. So once we basically have that information back from the USDA rep, that we can go forward with the application, we should be, I think, in the clear to get everything submitted. What I learned in the process of this, which I don't think will impact anything much on the front of what we're doing with the loan, there was a much more substantially involved approval process if we requested a loan in excess of $5 million. So between what we already borrowed through, or what we are intending to borrow for our geo borrowing for the architect portion of the Village Hall project and what remains, we should be okay to get the full amount of what we budgeted for this project and stay within the parameters for the more or the lesser red tape prolonged approval process. They can administratively approve our threshold for the budget through the USDA. So we should, I anticipate, have something much quicker and we'll know what we have to work with. But the next steps are basically figuring out how we want to proceed as a community development authority and what kind of frequency you'd like to have our meetings take place within, or what other information you would like in the short term, or questions you have for the USDA representative that you'd like more information on. And I'll get back in touch with them and try to get you guys some updates. I want you to make sure you understand how this works and you're in the know as far as your role and obligation as community development authority members.
What is the anticipated cost of the project?
So when we put out our request for qualifications for the Village Hall project, police station project, we had a range of 4.5 million to 5.5 million for the budget. That's, again, this is our starting point. We borrowed 450,000 for the architect.
We haven't borrowed.
Oh, we haven't borrowed anything yet, excuse me, that was part of our.
The
capital.
borrow we did was for the lot, the land. So that's, paid for and we're paying off.
That's a 3 acre parcel. That's a 3 acre parcel.
No, 2.3.
But we also know once we sell this building, we have money.
Yeah, we have,
Correct.
this building's already.
That is not part of that equation, yes.
And then remind me, do we have to have so many meetings for them to, do we have to have so many, is there a register?
No.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Yeah, so we, as of right now, we don't necessarily have to hold meetings until we get into the actual loan lease. Process essentially, and once we have the approved loan, I will get more information back from the USDA to ensure we understand exactly how this administers through the Community Development Authority. So the Community Development Authority is technically the entity who has applied for the pre-application on behalf of the village. And will serve as the official loan recipients, and then the village will rent the property from the Community Development Authority. It's
And
constructive.
just, so you know, Baraboo has a number of, they meet twice a year.
Oh.
Once this is up and going, it's one time to form the budget.
Yep.
And it's second to agree to the lease.
Yep.
So those are the question I have is, this is the finance, since this group is basically owning that building. And we're gonna start moving pretty quickly, you know, now that the architect's hired, so there's the programming, pre-design, design, construction. How, do you want meetings at the end of each of those phases, or just let us roll? I mean, on the aspect of how much information update do you want on the actual progress of building the building?
Because we will be talking about it also during village boards.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
If they read a
No,
village board, I'm just saying, if you read the village board meetings, we're gonna know what's going on in village board meetings also, if we read them, right?
Yeah.
The approvals still need to run through the village board
Right.
for each
Right.
process.
It's for this group, that, we're not,
Right.
Correct.
we're not looking, I just don't want all of a sudden, you know, we go 8 months and you guys say, hell, how come we didn't? It's up to you guys if you have any interest or not.
I would be comfortable as needed and just fire us an email when key events happen
Okay.
and leave it open-ended. And if we need to meet, I think all the semi-pull together within a month time frame, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good idea. I think somewhere along the lines, we're probably gonna need the Reader's Digest version or recap.
Yeah, once it's all
But if we're approving, you know, basically $4.5 million funding, we should have some kind of idea what's the scope of the project, where it's at.
Well, personally, I definitely, when it gets to where the construction document, it is extremely important to have as many eyes as possible look at those. Because what you want to do is make sure all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, because once you start construction, any change is a change order and they really take it to you. So I'd really like you to definitely look at them, since you.
Yep.
You know, I look at them and you can tell where the lights are and making sure the lights aren't covering a valve or something, you know, those things, but, you know, a lot of structure stuff and measurements, I don't have it, but, that for sure, we definitely pull everybody together. They already know I don't like looking at stuff on the computer, so I want the big ones where you can feel through it. Yeah, I forgot what they call it. Yeah.
Blueprints.
Yeah, you know, that has all of that, and you have the different layers you can look at.
So can we call this thing a student loan and have it all together?
Yeah. It'd be nice.
What do you think the ETA is that the next time we even hear from them again?
It's hard for me to say. I thought we would have an answer to that 5x5 waiver process by this meeting. That was what I was kind of optimistic, was that I've given the architect the other forms and I could give you a timeline, like, I think we'll have this done by May, you know, and then we'll have it back in. I don't know what to tell you for anticipation.
Expect a long delay when it's the federal government, and I'm not too worried, because to get where we need to get with the architect, we're months away yet.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, there's a process there, and when they fill in their stuff, they're gonna wanna be pretty much as schematic design, but I think it's probably where the feds
yeah.
wanna see.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
And I think
So
that's
we're
part
way
of it.
away from that.
Yeah, I think they need to have that design to submit the application
Right.
as part of it, so there's some kind of context behind why we are asking for the amount that we are asking for.
And they can literally look at it.
Yeah.
So I think the census is we're more on a need to know basis.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just didn't
We
wanna
need-
assume that.
Just to have a meeting.
We don't wanna waste
You can email
time.
us and tell us, yes.
Yeah,
And believe me, Brian and I don't want more meetings.
No, we don't.
Do you think though the USDA is going to want an actual firm number from us? Like on house loans, do you?
No.
Like, in order for a lender to give a loan, they actually have to have like a signed contract and a firm, like
No.
legitimized.
What they're going to see, this is different. This is not, we'll need a construction loan.
Yeah.
And we won't get the money from USDA until we actually close. Okay, so, because I learned this from Baroque, and that's where they're having some big problems. So what it'll be is they'll give us up to this amount, but by the time we ask for that, we should have bids back.
Yeah.
So we'll know exactly what we're looking for. But the big key is disappointing is we have to carry a construction loan until it's done, and you're satisfied and closed.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe that's how all mortgages work, but Baroque, the contractor put in the wrong windows for their tornado roof,
Yeah.
it didn't meet spec. And it was a 6-month delay for the windows to come in, so they had to extend their construction loan for 6 more months, and that cost them an extra $75,000.
Well, historically, construction loans are a better interest rate anyways, so. I don't know what it'll be by the time we get rolling on this, who knows?
Well, no, these loans should be about half of what
Yeah.
the market is.
Municipal.
Plus, you can,
Yeah.
plus you can go twice as long, we can go 40 years.
But our
What's
loans,
that?
since we're not doing,
Yeah,
since we're not doing the over 5 million threshold loan request, which requires an extra 12 months of review and sign offs and whatnot. The amount that we will get will be under 5 million, so we know that much upfront.
Are we all on the same page?
Yeah.
We're good about it?
Good.
I don't think we need a motion.
oh, no.
No,
No, it's just, we're just talking and.
any other questions or anything, or if something comes to you, just shoot me an email or give me a call or whatever, and I'll look into it for
And
you.
we'll certainly keep you up on what stage we're at.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, just quick little email.
Yeah,
okay.
But yeah. that's
That
awesome.
works.
Any other future agenda items, just that, just to keep us
Yeah,
up to
not
date.
at the moment.
I
Yeah,
think that's really it.
Okay.
Looking for a motion adjourned.
We'll do adjourn.
Second.
Jason, I don't know who it was. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Got another hour and a half. Look out.
Did I miss a meeting or something though?